Well, Barack Obama was caught scolding the GOP the other day, and no surprise that Fox News decided to cut away from it when it got a little ugly. Barack Obama, a day or two after the State of the Union address, he went down to, I believe it was in Maryland or Virginia, and he met with a bunch of GOP Republican politicians, and he actually performed really well here. Normally, he shies away from any direct scolding. State of the Union, he goes right after the Supreme Court, and here going after Republican Congressman from Texas, Jeb Hensarling. Take a listen to this.
And my question
Jim, I know there's a question in there somewhere, because you're making a whole bunch of assertions, half of which I disagree with, and I'm having to sit here listening to them. At some point, I know you're going to let me answer.
That's the question. You are soon to submit a new budget, Mr. President. Will that new budget, like your old budget, triple the national debt and continue to take us down the path of increasing the cost of government to almost 25% of our economy? That's the question, Mr. President.
Jim, with all due respect, I've just got to take this last question as an example of how it's very hard to have the kind of bipartisan work that we're going to do, because the whole question was structured as a talking point for running a campaign.
Okay. It's great that he said it. This has been going on for years. The questions themselves that are being asked by many Republicans are in themselves talking points, the premises of which anybody with any semblance of logic and reason would disagree with. Fox News, we'll skip over this. We'll skip over to the Obama chat Fox News clip. Fox News, as soon as it started getting contentious, every other network aired this in its entirety, much like the Haiti telethon, which for some reason Fox News didn't air. As soon as it starts getting contentious, I can just imagine the back talk going on with the producers at Fox News. Trace Gallagher comes in and says, "You know what? I think we're done with this." Take a listen to this.
Mr. President, a point of clarification. What's in the Better Solutions book are all the legislative proposals.
I understand. I've actually read your bills.
Well, that's President Obama. He is meeting with House Republicans in Baltimore answering...
So no mistakes there about when that got cut off. And many Republicans, Lewis, behind closed doors, saying it was a mistake to televise this thing. They thought it would be a great idea. Turns out Barack Obama showed up and did the opposite of what he's been doing when he does these long, boring press conferences. And actually, he went out there and he said what was on his mind, and I think actually helped himself for once, which we haven't seen that often.
He looked a little bit. What's the word? He came off as kind of fierce.
A little aggressive.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's good. I think it makes him look stronger.
He has to do something. And David Axelrod very strangely asked if Barack Obama actually, I know that this will sound very weird to much of our audience, if he needs to be more conservative. Not less conservative, if he's going to be more successful by being more conservative.
Does he feel like he has to move to the middle to achieve? Again, I don't think this is a question of left, right, or center. This is a question of what works. How do we? We've proposed, for example, tax cuts for small business. We passed, without, frankly, the help of the Republican caucus, we passed 25 tax cuts last year, mostly aimed at the middle class and small businesses.
Okay, so David Axelrod is, speaking of talking points, he is the master. Under what circumstances would Barack Obama do better being more conservative? He's proposing tax cuts. His health care bill, if it passes, won't contain anything liberal that I can see. I mean, we started with a public option and we've negotiated back down to almost nothing. He could be Joe Lieberman, who is considering switching or running as a Republican or switching parties. I can't imagine how Barack Obama could be more conservative and still be anywhere close to the person he campaigned as.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with these tax breaks and his approval rating afterwards.
Well, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more after this. The Steven Anderson controversy continues, and so does Tim Tebow, who is standing up for his mom's possibly made-up story.
Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman on MidweekPolitics.com.